Okay, let's get ready to rock and roll. Gary, how you doing, bro?
Yeah, I'm good, mate. Very good. Looking forward to tonight's.
Yeah, the guys, look at that, Mav Pranos. Oh, and he's a quality player. He was a good player when he was here. Shout out to everybody there in Arsenal land. Let me just finish off dealing with audio. What's going on,
I'll be
everybody in
back in two
Arsenal
seconds.
land?
I've just got to take a phone call.
No problem. It's Arsenal versus West Ham. Let's run through the team sheet. The team sheet is, guys, Ramsdale, Ben White. I don't know why Ben White's playing, to be honest with you, because for some reason they're not playing Cedric. Also, Tomiyasu could have played on the right as well, right back. So they just keep on playing him. Gabriel is in there, which is fair enough because he was rested, and then so it's Saliba's turn. No issue with that. Zinchenko, weird. Okay, Zinchenko. Okay, Jorginho. There's no other option because of the injuries, and Rice needs a rest. So we all knew that was going to happen. Havertz, no issue with that. No issue with Vieira. No issue with Nelson and Trossard. Obviously, and Eddie is playing because of the injury to Jesus. And we did say yesterday that if Jesus was going to play against Newcastle, then you can play Eddie tonight. If Jesus wasn't going to be fit for Newcastle, no way you play Eddie. You would have to work it through a point where you would possibly play El Nene, and then what you would do is you would play Havertz at the top in the number 9. So that's the only way that I would change it, guys. On the bench is Hein, Cedric, Tomiyasu, Saliba, Rice, El Nene, Saka, Odegaard, and Martinelli. So there is that, guys. They're talking about the EPL top scorers, and Eddie is one of the top scorers in the competition with the sign that they're showing. Eddie Nketiah is one of the top scorers in this competition with 11 goals. So that's your boy Eddie there, just delivering, scoring goals. Gary, what's your opinion on the team sheet, mate? Gary, what's your opinion on the team sheet? Gary's having a little bit of problems at the moment with the signal. But I can say for me, guys, Arsenal have made 6 changes. Obviously, Ramsdale is in, Rice is out. So they've made 6 changes from the team that beat Sheffield United. So for West Ham, guys, it doesn't look like they've made much changes. They've got a trailer load of playing. Fabianski, Kofu, Edson, Alvarez, Souček, Paqueta, Benrahma, Bowen, all first-team players. So they definitely have a stronger team than we do at the moment. The game has kicked off on my side. Let me see what you guys are saying, man. Midfield, I'm not sure who this is, but I can try and find out who. So bear with me for a second, guys. Let's have a look and see who this is. Where are we?
We're kicked off.
Let's see. Yeah, if I'm on 45 seconds.
Yeah.
His opinion on the team sheet. What's your opinion on the team sheet, Tony?
Yeah, I'm glad to see the team. I think he's rested the right players. I'm just gutted for Smith Rowe again.
Yeah, like I said, man, it's some madness they're going on with there. Okay, there's all these Facebook users. I don't know who you guys are. Guys, click the waiver on the top of the forum. You'll see it saying, I am going live using StreamYard. Before leaving a comment, please grant StreamYard permission to see your name. It's 2 clicks, guys. Just 2 clicks. Then I'll be able to see who it is. Yeah, so do that, and then you'll be able to get back in, and then we'll see what's going on.
See, Emerson is as enthusiastic for an Arsenal win as ever. Hey, how you doing, Emerson?
Yeah. That's Ken.
I don't know if you know,
Gary
your
looks like
sound is breaking up, Apollo.
Oh, mine. Okay. Right. Hold on a second. Yeah, I think that the StreamYard's just buffering a little bit at the moment. Right. Let me get rid of the team sheet because that makes it easier. Gary's having problems with his signal at the moment, guys. So bear with him. Emerson said, "Evening, Apollo, Gary, Tony. The answer to your question last Tuesday was Shamak, and my answer to my question is Kanute, and I will set a question for you at half time." Cam says, "What's going on to everybody?"
Oh, Gary's got it as well. It's catching this stuttering. I think I'm the only one who's got decent internet.
Yeah, no, mine should be fine, mate. I've got 1 gig internet, haven't I? But if mine slows down, it's going to be due to the amount of traffic that I've got on there. Guys, let me put a banner up for you on the game.
Oh.
Here we go. Let's put a banner up there so everybody is on the same hymn sheet. So, guys, it's 3 minutes and 10 seconds gone, and I haven't paid much attention to the game yet because I've been sorting you guys out.
Zinchenko looks lively. Zinchenko in the middle of the park.
Yep. And then interesting to see how this team does. 6 changes. Nice ball in there to Eddie. 6 changes.
Wasn't good.
But West Ham are pretty much playing with their first team here. Gary and all sorts of problems there, man. Here comes Gary again.
I'm back.
Yep. I can hear you now, Gary. And Gary's frozen again.
Oh, no.
So, guys, if you're just joining us for the game, it's 0-0. It's we're 4 minutes now. West Ham are coming on the attack. It's 3
break.
Oh, he's put it too far. Yeah, he's overcooked it. That was Paqueta.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, he spun away from Gabriel there and he ran down the right wing, but the
Gabriel
pass was
should have known
over
that
here.
you can't allow that man to be that side of you. He took a big chance there. I mean, I know he's an aggressive defender, but there are times when you can't allow
Lovely
that.
ball by Ramsdale there.
Yeah, it's a simple ball also back with Paqueta. Yeah, that was a good
And
ball.
Also
man.
a lovely touch by Havertz to control it.
Yeah.
Trossard on the ball. Zinchenko. Jorginho.
Yes, gone to Nelson now.
Oh.
So, guys, predictions for tonight. I'm going with 2-0. I'm going with 2-0 to Arsenal. I to be honest, I thought West Ham was going to rest a few more players tonight. So it's a strong West Ham team in their backyard. And I said it would be because they were awful against Everton at home. First game that they failed to score a goal. And so the manager, what happens in that situation is he punishes you. He plays the players who weren't supposed to play, and he says, you got to deliver me a performance. Gary's emotion there is coming out.
Yeah, good run from Reece, crossed it in, and just unfortunately got a touch off the defender from the shot. But good play from Reece, went past his man really well.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Nay says we're going to win 4-1. I like it. I like it, Nay. I like it. I like it. 4-1. Emerson says it's going to be 2-2 and West Ham's going to win on penalties. Cam is saying it's going to be 3-2 to the Gunners. Did I miss one up here? I did. Oh, sorry, 18. 18 said it's going to be 3-1 to the Gunners. Sorry, that message was left at 6:15.
2-1.
You're going 2-1. Decent result.
Arsenal.
You're going 2-1. Yeah, this is Mark. Mark says Trossard moves well, great body, feints. And here comes Arsenal. Eddie sets up Zinchenko on the left side. Zinchenko really looking for space but can't find anything and delivers a poor ball. We're just sloppy.
Well played. Excellent Havertz.
Wow, look at Havertz. He's won the free kick there. That's great play by... And because you don't have Declan Rice in there, guys, Havertz is your next guy leading the team in tackles, leading the team in duels and recoveries. So, again, a lot of people are talking about what does Havertz do for the team. And I've always said, defensively, he's one of our studs. He's one of our standout defensive players. First on the team in duels, second in recoveries behind Rice, second in tackles behind Declan Rice. So you can see how important Havertz is. We lose the ball there. No one's really doing anything, and he wins the ball back. And it's a free kick to Arsenal. Reece Nelson taking the kick. Very dangerous position. Oh, it's a great save. It's nearly 1-0 Arsenal. Fabianski, mind you, the ball, it was going straight at him.
Yeah.
It was an easy save to make, but got a nice... Who was it? It was Havertz with the effort. Great effort there by Havertz. Gets his head on it. It starts dipping. If that goes anywhere else, Tony, it's 1-0.
Yeah. Good save. But, as you said, it was pretty much just above his head. So it's a save he should have... Arsenal's got the most goals from corners, 18 this...
Souček away there.
Keep running. Well done, Reece Nelson.
Nelson just bosses him. Here comes Jorginho. We need a good game out of Fabio Vieira today. Kiviar pushing up there. Nice little control from Kiviar. Took out two midfielders there. Ben White just trying to...
Yeah, Kiviar stepped in well there.
Yeah.
He should get a yellow card for that.
For what, Gary?
Threw the ball back on the pitch. Arsenal went to take a quick throw in, and Benrahma threw the other ball back on the pitch, so they couldn't.
Isn't it funny that those rules only applied in the first couple of weeks of the season to Arsenal?
Yeah, crazy, man. Arsenal went to take a quick throw in. Benrahma picked the ball up that went off. He turned around, saw that Arsenal was taking a quick throw, and he threw the other ball on the pitch.
Yeah, it's madness. Madness. So where are we, guys?
10 minutes, 15 seconds.
Yeah, I'm 10 minutes, 15 seconds as well. So Cam says Havertz getting stuck in nicely, wins a free kick. Alan Smith says, we know Arsenal will have the majority of the possession, and he says, not with this lineup. That's a good ball in there by Gabriel, but it's a little bit too hot for Nketiah.
But he should be able to control that.
Nah, Nketiah's always got 2 or 3 players around him. So
no.
It might look easy where we're sitting, Tony, but not when you're on the pitch.
No. Sorry, mate. That's not an excuse. Your job as a striker is I ping the ball to your feet, you kill it dead.
Yeah, I like when you say ping the ball.
It depends where you ping it from, innit?
It depends on the velocity.
See, this is the thing.
Depends on the velocity.
This is the thing. You have, if you go to the training ground, which you have done, yeah, and you see what those guys are doing, yeah, you will realize the best players in the world can control a ball no matter how you ping it, yeah. And I'll tell you this: if you haven't seen it, go watch Dimitar Berbatov training on how to trap a ball, and he can trap a ball no matter where it is, no matter how hard you hit it, he traps it, yeah. And that's something Eddie Nketiah needs to bring to his game. You can't be having the ball pinged into your feet and it then hit you and go 5 yards away. It can't happen. The ball's supposed to drop dead.
Shout out to Shay. Shay says 3-0 Arsenal is his prediction. Big shout out to Shay. At the moment, a little bit of a scruffy game, guys, over 12 minutes gone. I think in order for Arsenal to take this game seriously, they may have to bring some of their big guns on, because it's a starting 11, well, starting 10 West Ham team out there, and Moyes is looking for a response after the awful game against Everton. Arsenal not really showing press at the moment, but
we're still bossing the game.
Yeah, we're not really showing press, but we are showing that we've got bodies in their half. And it's difficult for West Ham to get the ball out.
And they're struggling to get it out.
Shane, mine says 2-0. I'm going 2-0 to West Ham. I think Tony said 2-1.
No, that was Gary.
That was Gary, sorry. What did you say, Tony?
I didn't.
Oh, what's your prediction?
I don't really have one. It's a competition. I'm not... What are you doing there? What are you doing, Gabriel?
Well, again, you're talking about you're talking about the pass, Tony, but Ramsdale actually gives in the pass when two players are bearing down on him.
But all he has to do is give it back to Ramsdale, because there's a man far right.
Yeah, I think Ramsdale shouldn't have put...
Yes, you're right. You're right, Apollo. That maybe is not a great ball to give him when two players are about to surround him.
Oh, that's well played there by Ben White. That was a difficult one, that. It was a throw-in, guys, into the box. And it almost looks like Paqueta has a chance with it, but Ben White gets it back. We've got Reece Nelson tearing down the right-hand side. That's a great run by Reece Nelson. Although he's got two players on him anyway, so he does lose possession. But Reece Nelson had no support up there. He had zero support. Gary really struggling with his internet connection. I told him to come off that Tesco's internet, man. Yeah, it's a little bit of a cagey one today, guys. It's funny I think the worst thing to do when you're in these competitions, Tony, is first of all get a draw away from home, and secondly to a Premier League team. So you have to deliver. It's a more important game.
No, I mean, I just expect to win. Simple as. It's a good Arsenal team. The players that are out there should be saying to themselves, we as players play with the first team 11 all the time. If we play up to our ability, we should win this. The back four is the back four. It's not changed. I'm expecting another clean sheet.
Why is it? I thought Ramsdale should have come out. Look, Gabriel look, guys. So the ball comes in. It's sort of route one. But then Gabriel is you can see shoulder to shoulder here. And Gabriel, I'm looking at it, and I've normally criticized Ramsdale for being too planted. And Ramsdale again is planted, which really should have come out and caught that.
No, I don't think he can, because it never goes up in the air. It's played at a low trajectory. Yeah. If Ramsdale and 1-0.
Oh, wow, what Ramsdale was in no man's land. There's a reason why Gabriel was annoyed with Ramsdale on that, because he felt Ramsdale should have come for it. But
I don't know if he can.
It looks
I don't know if he can, because the trajectory of the ball is so low that if he doesn't,
it's an own goal. It's Ben White. It's an own goal. Yeah, it's Ben White.
All right. I mean, it's 16 minutes in.
And look, guys, there's hardly any West Ham players there. So yeah, Ben White. It's just a silly play by Ben White. He's under no pressure at all, and he heads it into his own.
And Ramsdale's jersey is being held. Is VAR in play tonight?
It shouldn't be. It should only be in the semi-finals. Yeah. Ramsdale was being fouled on the play. His shirt was being pulled. But it's just a bonehead play from Ben White. Ridiculous. I mean, as a defender, you're told to head it the other way. Instead,
what control from Kai Havertz. Shoot, go on. Oh, unlucky.
Yeah, he doesn't get it across.
Yeah, you can't make a case for Ben White in that situation. That was just poor.
Yep. Yeah, the case, the VAR thing is very disturbing. The fact that they're saying it's not available until the semi-finals because the stadium in many of the teams can't facilitate it. But I disagree, because if you're playing with two Premier League teams where it can be, just do it.
Yeah, it kind of doesn't make sense.
Yeah. Anyway, here comes Arsenal. Arsenal now backs up against the wall in attack. It's a nice little bit play there from Jorginho. It's cut back.
Yeah, great
Reece
play
Nelson has
around
a
the
shot, but it's
outside of the
blocked.
box. Stand him up. There's no foul there. He literally just fell down. That's a very weak foul. He just fell down because Kivior was literally just standing him up. Not sure if Gary's going to get back on it. He's been struggling.
He's really struggling. Yeah, he's really struggling with his internet tonight. So now it's Ramsdale's got the ball now, playing it back out. Gary's trying to get back in. I think, is this Mark Clark? No, it's Kenny. Kenny says he can't make a case for Ben White. Personally, I thought Ben White should have been rested, Ken. I thought he should have been rested. I don't think, with the volume of games that you're playing, that he should be even anywhere near. I mean, you have to remember, guys, Tomiyasu can play right back as well. So why is Tomiyasu on the bench and Ben White playing?
Didn't
my
Tomiyasu play 90 minutes at the weekend?
Yeah, but then that means he's going to play 90 minutes against Newcastle.
Yeah, I'd rather that.
If that's the case, then yeah,
I'd rather that.
Because it will be Armour, wouldn't it? It would be him marking Armour.
Oh, what a ball!
A great ball.
Oh!
Havertz trying to slip Eddie in there. You could see what he was doing. Nice little intricate play there. Arsenal look dangerous. Havertz in the box. It goes out.
Oh, that's unlucky. That's a good play. There's some good football going on. Gary is struggling.
Yeah. Yeah, even if he tries to reset his internet, which he probably might have to do. Yeah, a lot of pressure on us tonight, guys. Again, we're not really showing our press, but Arsenal do have players on the bench that can come on and make a difference.
Well,
it really depends on what Arteta wants to do here.
West Ham are struggling to get the ball out their half.
You
know, there's at least six Arsenal players in the West Ham half, and we've won it in their half.
Yeah, Alan Smith was talking about the goal as well. He was saying it's a soft one because there's always defenders running the other way to attack it. Instead, Ben White finds himself on the other. And look, guys, honestly, there were 6 players on the 6-yard line and only 2 West Ham players. So we weren't under any pressure at all in that situation. And yet the ball goes in the back of the net. I think that's what really confused me somewhat, was that there was no West Ham players in the vicinity, 2 of them, and there was like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 Arsenal defenders, and we couldn't defend something as simple as that. I'll show you the pictures in a second, guys, if you're not watching the game. Right, okay.
Good ball.
Right. Bear with me for a second, guys. Right, here I am. Okay, so as I said, so let me talk you through this one. So as I said, guys, you can see here there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 yellow shirts for Arsenal. And there's only 2 West Ham players, and one of them is actually tugging the shirt of Ramsdale. So that should have been a foul straight away. But the other player, number 19, you can see there, was under no position to threaten for the ball. So to be quite honest, guys, we were under no pressure on that set piece. None at all. Tony, what's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, no, I mean it's a bad goal. It's a it's a poor goal. But hey, these things happen. OG is never a try. It's never something you try to score. But occasionally, we come a cropper with it happening. So, it's only 10 minutes in that the goal was scored. So, I don't panic. I just think, what, go about doing what you've been doing so far, get the equaliser, and then go on and win the game. It is what it is.
Yeah. Right, let's change this banner. There we go. Let's change that. That's the one. Right, guys. So what's happening now? We've got a free kick to Arsenal, and it's Reece Nelson about to take this free kick. 23 minutes gone. And Ben White headers, and it gets tipped over for a corner. So it's an Arsenal corner. Ben White trying to redeem himself there.
Yeah, I mean, look, again, we're creating opportunities. We're knocking on the door. If we could just be a little bit more critical, we'll get an equaliser, and then it's game on.
Yeah. I better have another look. It's a corner for Arsenal. Whoa!
Eddie
Like, yeah, that's Eddie. Yeah, that's Eddie again. So we had a header from Havertz that was tipped over the bar from Fabianski, and then Nketiah goes really close here. He runs to the front here to make sure he gets his head on it first, and it is probably about 7 inches away from the post. As Eddie goes close, you got to put that down as a chance. Declan Rice is warming up, guys. And this is the thing, guys. If you don't have Thomas Partey, it's okay. You've got Declan Rice, because Jorginho's always going to be that lightweight guy who looks after the ball, and can distribute the ball, can manage the game and the tempo of the game. But if there's one thing he doesn't do well, he doesn't do the duels, recoveries, and counterplay. He doesn't do that very well. And I think that the concern is that we're just leaving ourselves exposed with Jorginho as the only option in the middle there. And it's hard because when the game's 0-0, guys, then you can drop Havertz into a double pivot and help him out. But when you're 1-0 down, you want Havertz to play in a more advanced position, which then leaves Jorginho in a more open role that he's exposed with.
Foul there, ref.
Yeah, it's a foul on Eddie there. And so here I'm talking about again, look, you've got a midfielder just running next to Jorginho, and Jorginho can't get the ball off him. In the end, it goes out for a corner, but that's just a little snippet of what I just talked about. Somebody's running at Jorginho. He can't make the tackle. Yep, he can't make the recovery. And that just gives you in a position where you're susceptible to attacks like that. So maybe Arteta's looking at that thinking, I've got to get Declan Rice on the field sooner rather than later.
It won't be too soon.
Corner to West Ham. There's Bowen.
Good punch.
Oh, now they give the foul on Ramsdale. Dear, oh dear. Now they give the foul on Ramsdale. So Gary must have reset his internet connection.
But it's still not there.
Okay, so They're just showing you a replay on that now. Ramsdale doesn't get any height on that at all. But he punches
I
it
mean,
out.
to be honest,
He was fouled. He was fouled.
Yeah, he was fouled. Yeah, he did good to get a hand on it.
Let's see if we can get out of this one. Oops. It's a bit risky, but we got away with it.
Oh, terrible. Sometimes you just got to clear your and reset, you know.
What are you doing?
Yeah, that's the reason why in those positions sometimes we've seen Raya go long, but I think Ramsdale's trying to prove so much that he can play out the back that he doesn't take that option.
Your players are inundated with other players.
Yeah.
And you haven't got... Jared Bowen took a
just about decision making there. Ramsdale just got to clear that ball.
Yeah.
You know what? It's not Ramsdale's fault.
Yeah, it's Ramsdale's fault.
Is under instruction to play the ball to his defenders and for them to play the ball out. He's doing it again. You know, this is what they spend hours on a training ground doing, playing the ball out from defence.
What a terrible own goal to score, though. Jesus.
Yeah, it was bad.
Yeah, we had a look at it.
How many
under no pressure at all.
Score a season? We must score a good few every season. You know, it's going to happen. If you're a defender, it's going to happen to you at least once or twice in your career. I'm pretty sure of it.
18 says that's why Ramsdale is second choice, Tony.
Yeah, don't forget. No, that's rubbish. Saliba is one of the best defenders. What did he do in his second game? Scored an own goal.
No, I think he's talking about Ramsdale's distribution there. 18, can you let us know what you're talking about?
See, this thing about Ramsdale's distribution, he's playing the ball to his defenders, yeah? He's under instruction from the manager. Play the ball to your defenders. If your defenders aren't moving and creating opportunities, if your midfield aren't doing stuff to create opportunities, that's not on the goalkeeper. See, what's missing here? Thomas Partey playing through lines.
Terrible pass by Zinchenko, man. Jorginho's done well there.
Yeah,
that was a really bad little... Played him short from 5 yards away.
Yeah, it's not the first time we've seen that today as well, but we break.
Come on, let's go. Eddie, you're too far back. Get in the box.
It's a crossing for Havertz, and it's defended well. 18 says Ramsdale should not be putting the ball in dangerous positions, Tony.
Does not David Raya do exactly?
Oh, it's nicely intercepted by... Come on, Nelson. Nelson gets a shot off, but it's deflected. It's going out for a corner. It's well played there, Reece Nelson. That's gap play for you guys. That's your gap play for you.
See, the thing that you just mentioned, Apollo, about him not playing balls in dangerous places. Raya does exactly the same thing. And it's under instruction.
I know that part, Tony, but you don't put the... If you've got opponents bearing down on your defenders, then go to the other side.
Yeah, I get that.
You're putting your defenders under pressure there. In the NFL, we call them hospital balls.
Oh!
I think they're called balls in whatever sport you play.
Gary, did you reset your internet?
Yeah, I moved my router, and
excellent.
I had no bars, and then it came up with 4 bars.
Yeah, Havertz is decent tonight, guys. He's having a decent game. Wouldn't he be great if he gets one in the back of the net?
That's it would be lovely.
That's a terrible kick by Fabian. Fabianski shanked that one. He shanked it.
You say that it went to the player he aimed for, so he can't.
I don't think it did, but yeah, it did go to a West Ham player.
Yeah,
he definitely
and that's
shanked
the point. You played the ball to the player that you wanted to find. what he did with it is not the goalkeeper's fault.
No, I think he was trying to go down the middle, and you can see Shanks
Play it
by
in.
the
You don't need to go back
trajectory
there.
of the ball. Ben White under pressure here, and Ramsdale this time just goes long.
Oh, lovely flick, Havertz.
That's nice.
Yeah,
That's
Havertz
nice.
is
Go on,
so
Fabi.
smart with when it comes to hold up play. Havertz is that guy, man.
Havertz is.
Yeah, he's that
Not
guy.
enough people are giving him credit for that. His touch is better than Eddie's. And he gets his headers. He's winning aerial duels. I think that's why the manager bought him. Because he knows he gives something that none of the other strikers can do. Jesus ain't going to win your aerial duels.
Are you kidding? Are you actually kidding? How is that? What did he actually do?
He didn't do anything. He didn't do nothing.
Terrible.
It didn't look like he'd done anything there. Ramsdale should have gone to for the own goal. Souček's got a hold of Ramsdale's shirt. Ramsdale should have just gone to ground instead of trying to win the ball. He should have just gone to ground and then claimed the foul. But there's no VAR, is there?
No, that's the problem, Gary. VAR would definitely have ruled that out. There's no doubt in my mind.
Oh. G says Ramsdale looking quite hesitant so far, has become very nervous with the ball at his feet. The whole team being tossed around like ragdolls out there. It's embarrassing.
Zinchenko played Curio into trouble there.
Yeah, I think that's why, as I said to Tony, I think that's why they're trying to get Declan Rice to come on sooner rather than later, because we're having good possession, but we're just not dominating the physical part of the game.
I don't think they're trying to get Declan Rice on Apollo. You ain't going to see him before half time.
Maybe. Yeah,
we're 34 minutes in already.
In the first 35 minutes, we've had one touch. We've had one touch in.
We've actually dominated the game statistically.
No, we've had 8 touches, Gary. They've had 1 touch.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah, I read it the wrong way around. Apologies.
So, guys, if you're just joining us, I've had a nice salmon and rice and broccoli. Gary has had some jollof rice with fried chicken, or it might just be normal chicken. Tony, what did you eat today?
Yeah, normal
mate?
chicken.
Unlucky.
I'll be eating jollof for the next week.
Oh, I had a vegan pizza.
Nice vegan pizza.
Are you vegan? Are you vegan, Tony?
I am.
Yeah,
indeed,
yeah,
sir.
it is.
In relation to the comment about Ramsdale being hesitant, I'd say he's probably going to be under a bit of pressure, bearing in mind that he knows he's lost his position, and all the reasons that he's lost his position are the reasons that we're bringing up right now. Hesitant, not coming out for crosses, being not picking up the ball.
Yeah, that's a good shout.
Lucky Reece Nelson.
Bang.
See, I think when you're under pressure, I don't think you play your natural game.
Yeah.
So you're going to make a few more errors because you're trying too hard.
Yeah, Reece has had 3 shots that have been blocked. G says we don't have jollof rice in Ohio. And Ken says keep it to a single goal deficit and then bring on the big guns. Agreed, Ken. Agreed.
Play forward. Thank you. Turn out.
What was that, Gary?
I said I've got enough jollof rice in my kitchen. I'll send you some.
Hey, Emerson says curry gotten rice and peas was my dinner. Yes, my brother. Yes. I just done my oxtail rice and peas yesterday, man. Tony's smiling. Tony knows I love my oxtail, man. I left the Emirates Stadium over the weekend with my oxtail in tow. So you know I ate well that night.
So what's your prediction for the big game at the weekend?
Yeah,
and you're supposed to say which big game.
Yeah, so Newcastle away. We won 2-0 there last year. I think we're going to win 1-0.
I was thinking of the Kansas City Chiefs against the Miami Dolphins, actually.
I'm actually going Dolphins.
Tony for a curveball.
I'm going Dolphins because Dolphins had the opportunity against the Bills.
Eddie. That should have been 1-1.
Yeah,
that should have been
1-1. Yeah.
It was a difficult chance. Great move.
Yeah, because the defender,
lovely run by Zinchenko into the box. He had to take it first time.
Put him off?
And he just couldn't get over it.
Yeah, let's have a look at it.
Just couldn't get over it.
Yeah.
If he gets over it, it's a goal.
Yeah. It's a nice touch there from Zinchenko. Yeah. It's a second chance for Eddie. He had a header about 10 minutes ago. Near post on a corner, just went over the bar. Havertz came close as well. His header was tipped over the bar. Arsenal are creating chances, guys. We are creating chances.
And that's why I'm still confident that, an equaliser will come. And then obviously when you look at the bench, those boys that are on the bench coming on against the tired legs of West Ham, I can see a late winner. I think these will score an equaliser and then we'll score the winner, possibly even go 3-1. If we get likes of Martinelli on, Saka.
Yeah, West Ham haven't been playing well of late, and they're fortunate to find themselves 1-0.
Yeah, I mean it's all Arsenal, isn't it?
Yeah.
Let's not disguise it.
We're well done, referee. Come on, here we go.
We're in again.
Come on, Reece. There's no movement.
Come on.
There's no movement. It looks
we
really
needed
flat
runners,
there.
didn't we?
Yeah, it looks really flat there. And then,
what was that? Well up there, Kivior.
I don't know how that.
How's the referee blowing for that and he's won the header? That's unbelievable.
This ref is joke.
If one guy jumps and one guy don't, I don't see how that can be a foul.
Yeah, it's terrible.
It's just stupid. Mark says we need to score before the start, talking about winning. That's Mark Clark.
Yeah, we will do, Mark. Don't worry. That's what I'm looking at. It's quite obvious. I expect us to score. Look who's creating all the chances. Yeah, they've had one touch in the opposition box. We've had at least 10. The game is being played in their half. If you look at field tilt, yeah, it's all Arsenal. Now, not to say that we will win, but I expect us to win. Well done, Kivior. He is some rock, any Gary, Kivior.
Yeah, I like Kivior.
I like him a lot. He wins all his duels.
I'd like to see Eddie a bit further up.
Well, it's not doing like his usual press, and Arsenal aren't doing their usual press. I think they're sitting a little bit deeper than they usually do.
Yeah, bouncing. He's got away with that. I thought Zinchenko should have just headed that.
Yeah, he took a chance there, didn't he?
Trouble. Yeah, I don't like it when players let the ball bounce. I think you've got to deal with it while here.
Absolutely, Gal. I mean, as a coach, it's something you're taught, innit? Don't let the ball bounce. Catch that first time, anything could happen if the ball bounces.
Tony, but saying disappeared from the game because when I play, hit the ball and nobody. To finish the game, they look at the ball and all of a sudden they go, "Oh, that's really gonna let it bounce." I keep trying to get my under 12s to put head to it, but they just won't. And now the FA rules say that you can't even coach it, you can't even practice it in training.
Wow. I've got to be stronger there, Trossard.
Right, sorry about that, guys. Went off
He
to
let
get me.
Mohamed Kudus come in and take the ball off him. It's interesting watching Kudus because he's a player that Arsenal were linked with. Arsenal have had 8 shots. West Ham had 0. Arsenal have had 1 on target. West Ham, of course, haven't had a shot. Haven't had a shot yet.
Yeah, it's been complete domination, hasn't it,
16
guys?
touches in the boxes to West Ham's 3. You know, look, Mark, if you think that we ain't scoring, them stats tell you different. The XG right now must be ridiculously high for Arsenal to score a goal.
Yeah, Emerson saying Albert is not happy. Albert headphones not happy. Mark says good defending on that. There was a lot of weight on it. 18 says, look at the quality of the Arsenal bench. It's going to be a desperate end to this game. When was the last time we got knocked out? The last time we got knocked out was 2019, which was the 5-5 draw against Liverpool. Martinelli went crazy in that game, and we lost on penalties.
Who scored a screamer in that goal?
Mark Clark says, "Bro, I get you."
Mark Clark scored a screamer.
Somebody scored a screamer in that 5-5 game.
Yeah, Martinelli. That's what I just said.
Was it him?
Yeah, Martinelli. And you know who else was good in that game? Joe Willock.
No, it was Willock. Willock's goal was the screamer. Scored from about 30 yards, didn't he?
Top bins.
Yeah,
Martinelli.
Didn't he get 2 in that game, Willock?
Yeah, Willock's goal was the pick of the bunch, though.
I always liked Joe Willock. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, me too. Come on now, so play faster. Play faster. Don't slow it down. Good. Go on, drive.
Trossard's done nothing in this game today. I don't like when he's isolated out there on the left like that. He needs to be more central. I've been saying this all the time. He's no good to you just hanging out there on an island. You need him in the middle where he can use his creativity.
I've seen him play well out wide. I mean, he's obviously trying to cover a position there.
That should be a foul on Gabriel.
No, Gabriel overrun the ball.
Well played, Kirill. Well played, Kirill.
Excellent.
Arsenal in that type of book where there's no
turn out. I think Trossard wants to play a little bit higher because he's not getting a run on his man. He's so far yet to beat his man. Unlucky.
2 minutes added on.
I'm not going to lie. I made this comment last week when I was on the back 5. Every time I see Trossard start a game, he's poor. Every time I see him come off the bench, he's electric.
Yes, you're absolutely right there. You know that. It's weird. It's actually quite weird how he's so good when he comes off the bench, but when he starts, he's just not the same player.
Yeah. So that was quite a long spell of Arsenal possession there, guys, but still doesn't really account for anything. Mark Clark says, I agree, Apollo.
Ooh. That's unlucky.
Yeah, that is.
He did actually get the ball first. He just, as his foot came down, he caught Paqueta.
Yeah, so Mark said, I agree, Apollo. And he put Apollo Dean Campbell. 18 saying, is Dean your middle name? Yes, it is. Dean's actually my third name. My name is Apollo Ruel Dean Campbell. Tony knows about Ruel because he went to school with me. But Dean is actually my third name. Yeah, the thing about what you have to understand, 18, is with West Indians, they have all kind of pet names. So very rarely do you see a West Indian having the name that he was born with on the birth certificate because they've got some other name that's going on. That's just how it is.
Tony isn't my first name either.
Mm. And look at Vincey. Vincey's not his name either. So
Yeah.
And that's half time.
Half time, yeah.
Okay. So quite an easy one to analyze, guys.
Ben White looks
His hair's a bit of a mess today, right?
His hair looks like Christopher Lloyd in Back to the Future. Doc.
That's the one.
Yeah,
that's
what it looks
exactly
like.
it. You got it on the money.
Emmett Brown.
Well, I'm going to nip off. I'll be back shortly.
No problem, mate. No problem. So, guys, it's half time. What can I say? It's a very frustrating game because Arsenal have absolutely dominated in every statistic. West Ham haven't even had a shot attempt, let alone a shot on target. So here we are, guys, having to deal with the fallout of what was, quite frankly, an awful mistake by Ben White. We were under no pressure at all. I think I sent you lot the... Did I send it? Let me see if I can get it back. Let's see if I can get it back. Here we are. Yep, just got it. Bear with me for a second, and I'll put it back on the screen. Right. Okay, let's get this back on the screen. So you can see, guys, Ben White, the corner comes in. Arsenal are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 players. There's 7 yellow shirts in the box. West Ham have 2 players, and one of them is fouling Ramsdale. He's not in the danger zone. He's actually behind Ramsdale, pulling Ramsdale's shirt, which was a foul. But the other player was number 19, nowhere near the ball. So Arsenal was under no pressure at all on that corner. And instead of Ben White heading it the other way, he heads it into the goal. So it's balmy, actually, because he's under no pressure at all. So that's a strange one for me, guys. It's a strange one. Gary, what's your thoughts?
Yeah, I think he's stretched back for the ball, which is why he's heading it straight into the net. So it goes side of the goal. But he doesn't even need to head that. But someone should be giving him a shout because he's overstretched and he's stretched back, and that's what's headed it into the net. So that's a really bad mistake to make at this level. I know it can happen, but that shouldn't be happening, man. That really shouldn't be happening.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm Ben White now, I'm taking off my boots and I'm throwing them on the wall in the changing rooms because that was awful. That wasn't good. It wasn't good defending at all. So, guys, don't forget to hit a like button on this video.
Who's the player behind him? Where's Gabriel? I'm just trying to see the players that was... Where's Gabriel? He's nowhere to be seen in that photo.
No, I think Gabriel is under Ramsdale there. Can you see Ramsdale sort of on top of one of his players?
Gabriel's Ramsdale. Someone needs to give Ben White a shout because he doesn't need to head it, and he definitely doesn't need to head it the way he heads it. That's really poor.
Mm.
You know, off balance, he's just let across and glanced it in. No pressure whatsoever. That's a terrible to concede.
It is. Yep, it is. It is. Guys, so that's the goal. Now let's look at the halftime statistics. Let's have a look at the stats, and then we'll hear what you guys are talking about. Again, don't forget to hit that like button, guys. It doesn't cost you anything, and it helps to promote the station. Right, where are we? Here we go. Let's have a look at the halftime stats. And as I said, there's really only one team in it at the moment, guys. Arsenal expected goals 4.8, 0 XG for West Ham, 0 shots, 0 on target, no big chances. It's laughable, really, because the goal we gave away was ridiculous. West Ham have committed 5 fouls. Arsenal had 8 shots, 1 on target. Reece Nelson has had 3 of his shots blocked. He's had 3 blocked.
Yeah. I think that one that had blocked for the corner, I think that was going in. I don't think Fabian actually gets across to that.
Yeah.
But he just didn't get past the defender, unfortunately.
So for us guys, we've come close 3 times. We've had Nketiah on a corner who headed at the near post and it just missed. We've had Havertz with a header, which again from a set piece, and Fabianski, good save, but it does go straight to the goalkeeper, but it's dipping and he does enough to push it over the bar. And then Zinchenko with a lovely little neat near post flick on for Nketiah. And Eddie doesn't catch it right, and it's got too much underneath it and goes over the bar. So those are the chances that we've had. They're just showing it now again, the goal. And look, we're under no pressure. The box is flooded with yellow shirts.
Look at
Sorry,
it.
Gary, go on.
As the corner, as you look at it again, as the corner comes in, he's holding his position, but steps out to the right. They realise he's out of position and then step back to the left, and that's when he heads it into the net. If he would have held his normal position from the moment that corner was taken, he heads that straight back out. It's the movement to the left and then back to the right that does it. That does him. He loses his sense of bearing.
Yeah.
But I think Arsenal, we're playing that kind of football, Apollo, where it's all pretty, it's all in front of West Ham. There's no real penetration. Yeah, we're not getting behind, we're not shooting from distance. It's all easy to contain, and that's something that we tend to do every now and again. Against Sheffield United, we was playing sort of the same, but there was a bit more penetration in everything we did, especially in the second half.
Yeah, I agree with that 100%, mate. Right, I think my television's just gone a little bit loud, so I might have to turn that down a bit. I don't want it to drown out you guys. Right, let's hear what you guys have got to say in the chat room. So shout out a lot of you joining the stream. JK, good to see you, bro. Says lap runners in between lines and then final third of a crowded space on the same side of the ball and down the wings. And a lot of that, again, is probably Trossard. Nelson's cutting in a little bit. He's had 3 shot attempts which have been blocked. But so far, Trossard has done nothing. Alex, shout out to you. Alex is in America at the moment, guys. So if you guys want any trainers, T-shirts, hats, make sure you send him a message. Lyanda, good evening to you guys. Emerson and Gary. We've got this Emerson and Gary. I don't even know what to call it, guys, but we've got this banter, and it's great because the question is back and forth. Emerson says, Gary, question, true or false? West Ham was in their official capacity. Oh, was that their official capacity? Also, was in goal for West Ham. Oh, who was in goal for West Ham when we played them in the FA Cup final penalty shootout in 1998?
1998 or 1998. We didn't play them in 1998, did we? West Ham?
1998. Yeah, that's what it says. FA Cup.
We didn't.
Yeah,
we beat Newcastle in the FA Cup. What's he talking about? He means 1980, doesn't he?
I don't know. It might
No.
We lost to West Ham 1-0 in 1980.
Final. He's not thinking of the final. We played them in the cup quarter final or something like that.
Yeah.
It's not the final. The final in 98 was against Newcastle.
Leander says Havertz is having his best game of the season so far. And he says he's been involved in the final for Havertz, but Havertz has looked like that for quite a while. It's just that some of the fans.
There are definitely people with an agenda because you know there's people who are saying that Havertz is worse than Emil Smith-Rowe, and you know Emil Smith-Rowe is a good player, but let's not get it reckless about Smith Rowe recently compared to Havertz recently. Havertz is having far more impact in games than Smith Rowe is.
Yeah, I agree with that. I totally agree with that. Next comment, it says he looks like he has some confidence about him today. He just needs to keep going, and maybe he'll do something for us. Alex and JK having a bro moment there. G says maybe I've gone too far to not see the good Havertz does because he looks adventurous when performing. He's decent. Yeah, that's what me and guys. Me and Tony have been saying all the things he's been doing well this season. So has Gary, but it's just that you get one or two people that come up and start moaning about his price tag, and unfortunately, that doesn't define the player.
Yeah.
Cam says Kiwi having who's Kiwi? Oh, Kivior. Kivior having another good game so far. He's another one who hasn't done too badly as well this season. We're gonna lose this and have no shot against pretty funny stuff, bro. There's still 45 minutes of domination to go. JK says, "Phil, we lack creativity in the final third as the sideway passing and crowding side of the ball, mate. What it really is in that moment is just trying to get Trossard a bit more centralized. I think if you do that, then you'll have a lot more danger, a lot more through balls, triangles, and some 1-2s in the box. And for me, that's the missing link. Trossard is just being wasted right there. I would get him in more of an 8 role. And if that means if it means pushing Zinchenko up a little bit more, who's actually the de facto inverted player, then that's what you do. You essentially go 4-2-4 in a formation. That's what you essentially do in that situation. Cam says, unlucky to be behind. Think we've played all right. Nelson and Vieira in particular still fancy us to turn it around. Havertz looking good. Yeah, and that's where we are. And GK says, really created cutbacks, no underlap runners, deep early crosses. Yeah, and again, a lot of that has got to do with Trossard. Gary, what's your thoughts on the first half?
Go ahead, Gal.
Left, right, back, some penetration. Shots on goal.
Terrible.
Yeah, it's the internet. Yeah, he sounds like Metal Mickey.
Yeah.
It's the internet. He's got to wait for it to catch up a little bit. Tony, what's your thoughts on the first half?
Yeah, I mean, look, we haven't created the gilt edge opportunities that I'd hope we could have done, and that our possession sort of deserves. I think we are a little bit lacking in the cutting edge up at the front three, but we have dominated the play. We have created the chances, but I think there's just a missing X factor at the moment up there. I'd love to see Martin Odegaard in there. Just pulling the strings a little bit better. Obviously, Jorginho. He's not having a bad game, but I think you can do so much better than Jorginho. That's my feeling. You can get much more attacking play if you've got a player more able to penetrate with decisive passes. One thing I've been looking at recently is when I look at the stats for players after each game, Jorginho, his key passes are very few and far between. He's not
creating much.
He's not creating, yeah.
Yeah.
Which I know he's playing deep. He's playing a deep sitting role, but you kind of just want occasionally for him to be able to see a pass and do something.
Guys, we've got some scores on the doors. Liverpool's 1-0 up against Bournemouth. Chelsea's beating Blackburn 1-0. Everton's beating Burnley 1-0. Fulham's beating Ipswich 1-0. United and Newcastle are 0-0. And then there's us. GK says, agree with Trossard, wasted, isolated by himself to hold onto the wing. Is Martinelli on the bench? I think he is.
He is, yeah.
Leander says, let's come back to this. We have a few chances, but we need a clinical assister like Vieira to unlock. Yeah, Vieira's done okay, but I think he's got a lot more in him to win this game for us.
Yeah.
So I agree with that. Vieira's not always involved, but has a decent G8 goals and assists for a reason. So I don't mind him being on the ball. 100% agree with that. James, hope you're doing well. James said Havertz pushed in a shift when tracking back. Yeah, he's one of the best in the team at doing that. As I said to them, he leads the team in duels. He's second in recoveries and second in tackles behind Declan Rice. So, yeah, he's a beast in the midfield. So I agree with you. He says it looks really hesitant to make the killer runs into the box. And I feel one good goal for him from open play would make such a difference. 100% agree. GK said Trossard at 8, been asking for, but we know that that'll come at the expense of Havertz being dropped. Totally agree. Some really good comments from you guys today. G says overall performance has not been bad in the final third touch, has got to be better. West Ham done absolutely nothing. Thankfully, it's a league game. It's actually a League Cup game. I'll be sorry, he says if it's a league game, I'll be fuming. He's talking to James saying you're right about Havertz. I clearly misread him. Decent player. And then Emerson says we've kicked the second half's kicked off here, guys. Emerson saying teams are on no subs, Jorginho on. Okay. Here we go. Let me take off this halftime banner. Oh, West Ham on the attack. Oh, it's a great save by Ramsdale. Whoa! Arsenal nearly 2-0 down. Looks like, was that Ben White that saved that? It looks like it was a save from Ramsdale. Here comes West Ham.
Yeah, definitely a save by Ramsdale.
Yeah.
It's a through ball by Paqueta. It's a great ball. It's just a great save by Ramsdale. I think
Ben White completely clearing.
Yeah, it's a great save by Ramsdale. They're looking big.
Shall I tell you where that stemmed from? That stemmed from
Jorginho.
Paqueta absolutely beating the hell out of Jorginho.
Yeah. I did warn you guys.
Free head up, head wide.
Yeah, I did warn you guys, man. That's it's frustrating. But that's a good stop from Ramsdale. And how important might that be towards the end of the game?
Yeah.
That's a great stop there. West Ham impressed now. And Arsenal really got to move the ball a lot more quicker than they have been in order to beat this press.
Declan Rice will be on soon. He done a heavy warm up in the half time.
Yeah, it definitely seems that way. So, mate, I'm on 46 minutes 50 seconds.
Yeah, same.
46:55.
Here we go, guys. Give me a second. I just got to take my meds.
Got to find Trossard. Instead, he finds Havertz. It's a good out ball, but too much air.
So,
Sounds terrible, Gal. We can't hear what you just said. Can't lose it there, Fabio. The press is on. Go on, Reece. Go on, Reece.
One in the face. That's never a feeling years.
Yeah, and that was a soft one.
Come on, Arsenal, do something from this. Fabio Vieira, man.
Mm.
When he starts, doesn't seem to.
Didn't get what you just said there, Gary. The sound's just buzzing and it's in and out really badly. Goal.
Zinchenko, he can't defend, can't.
He's terrible. He's absolutely terrible. He's got beat all ends over by Mohamed Kudus there. 2-0 to West Ham. It's just a long ball over the top from the halfway out to Kudus. He comes inside of Zinchenko and beats Gabriel. It's a great touch. Actually goes through the legs of Gabriel. Well, for all the positives that I gave about there only being one team in it, West Ham have come out and in 5 minutes have doubled their lead. They've looked far more aggressive this half. They've actually done something that they hadn't done all of the first half, which was actually have a shot on goal, a shot on target. Their first shot on target gets a goal. Second shot on target because Ramsdale did save one earlier. Reece Nelson loses the ball. Jorginho beating all ends up again. Reece, why are you so deep? Why are you so deep? Movement. Okay, here comes Trossard. Good play. Ooh. Shot by Havertz was wide. If anyone had taken a gamble, that would have been a tap-in. Cam says, told you we lose this game and another cup for the bin. Well, if it's to be, it's to be, you know. I don't take this cup too seriously, you know. It looked like we could very possibly have won this, but the manager has shown that, you know, the importance of this competition by the team selection. You know, he hasn't paid any of his big guns. We're into the 52nd minute, 2-0 down. He still hasn't brought on any of the big guns. West Ham have had 3 shots in the second half, whereas they had none in the first half. And they've scored 1. So, you know, look, well done West Ham for coming out with a renewed vigour. Coming down the wing now. Emerson up against Kivior. Ooh, that was close. Paqueta easily dismisses of Reece Nelson. It's got to be stronger there, Reece. Says what I just said. Team sheet says it all. We made 6 changes. West Ham went with their starting 11. So the writing was on the wall. It wasn't a competition that, you know, the club manager said we have to win. We're going to put everything into winning it. You know, after the first half performance, I thought, you know, it was just a matter of time. Oh, what the hell was that, Reece? Got away with that. Whew. Play it in, play it in, play it in. What are you doing? That's good play. Well done, Vieira. When you pull that ball back, you've got to find the defender. That's gone. No, okay. Play on. Really? And of course he scores. Like Apollo said, the hardest draws are away, and to a Premier League team knowing players are going to be rested. We lost last season to Brighton in the same way. Premier League teams are too good to have backups winning away from home. Yeah, but we got a big game on Saturday, and it's Saturday, not Sunday. It's Saturday. Literally 3 days away.
I'd rather go out of this competition. And then
go
to Newcastle as a result
and win. Yeah. You know.
Right, guys, I leave you for 5 minutes to take my meds, and we're 2-0 down. What on earth is going on?
He's by the long ball. He's playing. He's miles out of position, and he runs back and he runs underneath it. So
yeah, I've actually seen the goal, Gary, and it's incredible control from him to control that long pass. Great finish as well. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, I'm not taking nothing.
Oh, we've lost Gary again.
We've got to do better, eh? That's the terrible.
Yeah, the only thing I want to say to you guys is remember when I said David Raya's XG was 3.2 and Ramsdale's XG was minus 4.18. So Ramsdale last season should have been making more saves than he should have. And when you see, it's a good finish. Take
Here
nothing
comes
away
Declan
from him.
Rice and Tomiyasu.
Yep. But, you know, Ramsdale just got to make more saves. But I think it's a good play and it's a good finish from Kudus. Ken says, time for the big guns. Victor says, blame it in Arteta for bringing in Ramsdale, who is having sleepless nights due to his newborn baby. 18 says, team sheet said it all. We made 6 changes and West Ham went with their first 11 if we had started our first team, we would be winning. G said, and of course he scores. Like Apollo said, the hardest draws are away and to a Premier League team, knowing players are will be rested. I don't get that. We lost last season to Brighton in the same way. Premier League teams are too good to have backups winning away from home. I agree with that. Cam is saying, this is actually super embarrassing. I bet when City got knocked out, it wasn't by more than 1 goal.
Does it matter? City got knocked out. That's just an asinine statement. There's no point in mentioning City getting knocked out by 1 goal if they got knocked out in the round before us. It's like crazy statements. Like, what's the point? Do we have any desire to win this trophy? Is this trophy that important compared to Saturday's game against Newcastle? Hell no. Which would you prefer?
That's Vincey, Tony.
Yeah, I know which I'd rather. I'd rather 3 points away at Newcastle on Saturday with a fresh 11 than, you know, winning this. You know, Newcastle are probably going hammer and tongs to beat Man United at Old Trafford tonight. They're winning 1-0. But, you know, United, I mean, they're dead at the moment. They're an absolute dead team. I'd imagine they're trying really hard to win that game for their fans.
Yeah, because Ten Hag is probably 2 games away from being sacked.
Exactly.
Look at the difference Declan Rice makes. So Vincey says, do you have no desire, G, to win this trophy? G says, only if our team plays first team players. Brentford away was much harder than this. We're just scared in attack. Emerson says, Jorginho carrying a hamstring injury for the first half and was struggling. Wow. So that's Jorginho carrying
3-0. 3-0, guys.
Wow.
That's
That's
game. That's game.
embarrassing. Yeah. That's well and truly ruddered. Yeah,
Runs past Tomiyasu. Bowen leaves it. Cross coming in. Ben White heads out.
Headed out by Ben White, which wasn't a great header. And it must take a deflection to get past Aaron Ramsdale.
It does, yeah. It's this comment really that says it all. It says Premier League teams are too good at teams to be playing your backups away from home. That says it all. And yeah, I remember we played Brighton last season at the Emirates, rested all of our players, and we lost then again. So it's the same formula, really.
Wow.
Sorry.
It comes off Kyrgios. But to be honest, that's not a great header by Ben White. He should do better with that. He should get that further out. It's a terrible diving header.
Ben White's been poor today. Wow. And there's me saying that we were going to win 2-0.
There was me saying, don't worry about us being 1-0 down after 10 minutes.
No, but you know what it is? I made that prediction, Tony, yesterday based on the fact that West Ham normally plays reserves in this competition. But because they got hammered.
This is what West Ham have got to play for. They ain't going to win nothing else, are they?
No, but because they put in a display against Everton and did, because West Ham have scored a goal every game this season, then you play Everton at home and lose 1-0. You don't even score. And so Moyes has got into them and he's punished them by playing them all tonight. That's all that's happened. Yeah. Nabil says, oh boy. And Ken says, we need to keep the score respectable. Yeah.
Well,
I don't even care about the score.
Yeah,
it's gone past the respectable stage because 3-0.
We took a dive. We don't want to take. Yeah, I agree with that. And Mark Clark said, "What did I say to you, man?" Yeah, I mean, but regardless, guys, West Ham are a good team when we're playing our first 11. So, yeah, I mean, the thing that did it for me though was the Jorginho in the midfield, just absolutely shockingly exposed. Even in the first half. He had a it was Mavropanos that outran him. I mean, you know, when you're getting exposed like that, sorry guys, there's no defense for it. That's all it is.
There's not one player that's actually covered themselves in any type of glory in this.
Yeah. Yeah. And the thing is, and that's a key there, what Gary's talking about. You are a reserve player. You're trying to get in the first team. Reece Nelson has had 3 shots. He hasn't been as dynamic as I would have hoped. Fabio Vieira has been completely invisible. I expected a lot more from him. Every time Trossard starts the game, he's poor. When he comes off the bench, he's electric. Havertz has been decent today. I've got nothing wrong to say with Havertz. Zinchenko's looked lively.
No, Zinchenko's a liability, man. Teams have worked him out.
Yeah, but he's been lively today as well.
In their defense.
Yeah,
no, I don't know. I can't agree. I can't agree with that.
He's been lively today. Ben White's been shocking. Kvyat's been okay, and Gabriel, I guess. Are you
seriously? You seriously stopped the game there because he's got a touch of blood on it? Oh no, he's on his eye. I thought it was on his leg.
Oh, and Ramsdale's been poor as well today. Unfortunately, he's made a good save.
I didn't think Ramsdale. He didn't have a chance with any of the goals.
Yeah, but I'm not talking about his goals. I'm talking about his overall play distributions.
Why are you bringing Martinelli on, man? Leave the guy to rest.
You know,
and White and Saliba and Saka. So he's bringing all of them on: Saliba, Saka, Martinelli, and Odegaard.
I don't know why he's doing this.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It makes no sense. Let the game go, man. I don't want no one picking up an injury that's going to fault us in the league or the Champions League.
Yeah, because now you have
the main things.
Yeah, because you've rested. Now you're going to gas yourself out for the last half an hour. Yeah, I wouldn't have done that. And so this
if it was 1-0, you'd say yeah, but 3-0 down, leave it. Let it
Mark
go.
Clark says, bro, I heard man saying we're going to score on the top, blah, blah, blah. The writing was on the wall to start that midfield. Yeah, the midfield is lightweight. 100% agree. Lightweight with midfield. And you're putting a lightweight midfield against Bowen, Paqueta, and Souček. Are you mad? Are you mad? I don't know what Arsenal fan on any planet would think that Jorginho even had a spell against that midfield. And this is Vincey. Vincey said, but those who want to cue at the excuses for squad depth can start. No, I do believe we got squad depth. I just thought that they've all played terrible. I think they've not been playing well. If you look at the Brentford game, Vincey, I thought they had decent games. But today,
you know what it is? You know what it is, Apollo, about squad depth? The squad depth only works when you have certain players playing. So you can't afford to take out a Partey, a Rice, and play a Jorginho, a Vieira. It doesn't work like that. The squad depth works when you're resting players and you're bringing on one or two of them. You can't afford to start with the team that he started with today. That's how the squad depth, it doesn't work like that.
But I agree with you, Gary. But as I said, when was the last time you've seen these players play this badly? Like Fabio Vieira has been decent this season. Trossard's been fantastic. Nelson's been good. Nelson scored in the last round to get us through to this round. So, but they ain't turned up.
The point you're missing, Apollo, Fabio Vieira's looked decent when he's been surrounded by Odegaard, Martinelli, Saka, Partey, Rice. That's when he's looked decent. When you put him in like you do tonight, he just looks like he should be playing for Watford in the Championship.
No, I disagree because I just said to you that they went away to Brentford and won in the last round. And they played way better than this. Yeah. Does that make sense? None of the
I can't even remember the team that it was, to be honest.
Yeah, it was roughly the same team as what this is now. Yeah, but this team have just not played well tonight. And Nabil says everyone has been dog. Yeah, I don't think. Yeah. Emerson said Martinelli on for Nelson. Yeah, we've seen all the changes. Ken says we should let Havertz and Zinchenko go to Arsenal Christmas party and sell them in January to earn extra cash. Everybody's talking about the substitutions. And Ken said spent 200 to improve our depth. Yeah, there is a difference because, as I said, look, guys, sometimes you have bad days. You do. And they beat Brentford in the last game, which I thought was a really, really good game. This West Ham team obviously got their backs up against the wall because of that awful display, and they're getting done. They've just got done. And really, it's the midfield. You've got no depth there behind Jorginho, and you've had to drop what arguably is your best player this season, Declan Rice. And we just got horribly exposed. And like I said, Jorginho against Souček, Alvarez, Bowen, and Paqueta. Are you mad? It's a mismatch. That's a mismatch. Gabriel is captain. Nay saying, yeah, he might as well have left them to rest. Yeah, I have no idea. You're going to gas out these players now for the last 25 minutes. For what reason? And the only logic comes to me is the away fans. So, the away fans paid good money to go and see this game, and Arteta's thinking we've got to give him something. So that's why he's put these players on.
He should have given them something from the start.
Yeah.
Get the job done, then rest them. Work it the other way around.
Yeah, that was the only fear for me, guys, was if David Moyes would have brought his big guns in, it was always going to be difficult. And I said that in the pre-game. I said that in the preview I did yesterday. I said we've all expected Arsenal to rest players, and Moyes is whipping these guys over the loss to Everton on the weekend, which is unacceptable. And quite frankly, West Ham didn't even play well in the first half. That own goal by Ben White, I guess that sums up your night, innit? And then the deflected goal. Yeah, it sums up. Because as Tony said, if you look at the statistics, we were dominating the game. There's no way the scoreline looks like 3-0.
Games are not won on statistics alone. You have to make something of them statistics. And we just played a lot of fancy balls, no penetration, and it really truly it's been easy for West Ham. They haven't had to be good.
Well, I wouldn't say it's been easy because, as I said, Ben White's helped a lot with the scoreline. But yeah, I mean, the scoreline, the own goal then changes the way we played. You mentioned that in the first half. So, you know, we then come out of our comfort zone and we're more exposed at the back because you're not.
Yeah, but that's not true, Apollo, because we haven't had to be exposed at the back because we give away 2 more soft goals for our own fault. It hasn't been West Ham haven't had to be good to beat us. We've gifted them goals, and you can't do that in football.
Yeah, I just said that with Ben White, but what I said, what's made that worse is that takes you out of your base game plan, right? Because what you're doing, the plan is to have Havertz share the load with Jorginho in the middle in a double pivot, but instead, because you're 1-0 down, you now want Havertz as an advanced 8, which leaves Jorginho even more exposed. Does that make sense?
Yeah, sort of, but not really, because Jorginho, I mean, when that geezer breezed past him, Jorginho's just got to foul him, take the yellow card.
Bro,
let the guy run past you.
He wasn't even close enough to foul him. He was getting left behind. He wasn't even gaining on him. A centre back, you know. He wasn't even gaining. Vince is saying excuses. I don't. Says with one game in the League Cup, we really need the buys in this tournament. It's not good enough for the squad. And you can see West Ham's just come out this half and dominated us. They had no shots on target. They had no shots at all. This half, they've had 3 shots on target and 4 shots overall. So they've come out, made a statement in the second half. We've come out and done nothing.
I mean, it was only a good save by Ramsdale that stopped them from going 2-0 up within a minute.
Yeah.
Second half.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know what Arteta expected these guys to do here, bringing on all of your big guns. And look, don't get me wrong, it's 71 minutes. So you get a goal in the next 5 minutes and then you start putting more pressure on and then you get another goal and then you've got a game on your hands. But quite frankly, you're playing West Ham at home. And as I said, even on your best days with your first team, this matchup is difficult. With your first 11 away from home at West Ham is a difficult game regardless. So yeah, it frustrates me because I'm watching our first team play now. So if you were that serious about it, why didn't you just start with them and then maybe have like 2 or 3 reserves? So yeah, it's a weird one for me. It's a weird one.
It's a terrible ball by freaking Vieira, man.
Randolph says being beaten by an average team shocking. I wouldn't call West Ham average team, but yeah, I do. It's just the nature of the performance. As Gary said, the own goal. I don't think I've seen an own goal like that in a while. It's just there's no reason for it. We're not under any pressure. We've got them outnumbered 2-1, 3-1 really in the box. You know, I just. That own goal done it in for me. Emerson says, Apollo, it was a different squad. We played Brentford in the last round as we had 4 academy players on the bench. Yeah, agreed. So it was even worse. We had an even limited team against Brentford. Yeah, so yeah. That just makes this performance even worse, Emerson. Because you've got no academy players here. You've got none to hide behind. But overall, what done it for me is Jorginho in the midfield just getting exposed. That's what done it for me.
In saying that, Polo, it's not the first time this season that Jorginho's been exposed. In every game that he's played, he's been exposed. Yeah. And we've all said Rice needs to go back to the 6 and then
Yeah.
bring someone else on it in the 8.
I agree. And as frustrating it is for us, again, it stems around Thomas Partey. Stems that if he's fit, we don't suffer half the hardships we had this season. By the way, guys, if you want to see more information and in-depth information on that, go to Tifo. Tifo's put up a video this morning. Actually, why don't I get the video and put it for you guys in the link? Hold on a second. So at least you've got something on a positive note to leave tonight about. Okay. Right, guys, I'm going to put it in the chat. So Tifo's done a great video this morning. Here it is. I've just put it in the chat. They've done a great video this morning, and it's all about how different Arsenal have played this season. I did a video on this about 2 months ago, and the video was titled, Have Arsenal Changed Their Style This Season? And what I was trying to say was, no, they haven't. What they've dealt with is an abundance of injuries, having to shuffle players around. And it's because we haven't got those key pieces in, it's creating all kinds of issues to the cog of the machine that we are running, and we're having to facilitate all those changes. So that's really what I was saying in my video. And with Tifo, he explains it 100% better than I do. And so if you haven't seen that video, guys, check the video out. It's in the chat link underneath there. And then you'll see how difficult it's been to juggle those same kind of plays. There's a statistic out there that says we scored 15 goals in the first half of last season, or I think it's in the first 15 minutes or something like that.
First 15 minutes of games, isn't it?
That's right, yeah. And this season we've scored none. So that goes to show you how hard it's been. And all the reason for that is for one reason and one reason only, which we've been saying every week. It's Thomas Partey, the best transitional player in the Premier League, and we don't have him playing for us. And it's been hard for Arsenal to get the ball from defence into attack. And that's the reason why. But it's explained much better in that video that I put up for you guys.
I mean, we've gone out of this with a whimper since they've scored. We haven't even had a shot.
Yeah, but again, we're used to it, Gary.
I don't really mind them. Obviously, I don't like to see us lose, but you know, I don't like to see us lose with a whimper. That's not for me. That is not how you should go out.
You know, I mean, think of it this way.
We've got Havertz up there. Why don't we just put some long balls in?
Yeah, think of it this way. When Spurs got knocked out, they played their first team. And you don't want to get knocked out like that. You don't want to get knocked out like that. But Gary, we're used to it. It happens every year. It happens every year to us.
I'm really not concerned about this competition. As far as you go, as far as you go. You know what I mean? I'm not really bothered at all. But I just don't like to see us go out with a whimper. Now, Fabio Vieira has been on the pitch 77 minutes. I ain't seen him do nothing.
Yeah, I agree. Last season, we had Brighton come to the Emirates. Eddie scored. We went 1-0 up, and then Brighton beat us 2-1.
Oh, my God. The ball's being played long. Ben White is underneath it, and instead of heading it, he shoulders it. He shoulders it up in the air and puts himself under more pressure.
Yeah, you're behind us at the moment. I'm on 78.
I'm on 78 minutes, 15 seconds.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, 77:45. Thank God I'm behind you. Someone have a shot, man.
Yeah, guys. Yeah, we're only human, and let's not pretend. Let's not pretend that these things don't happen. They happen. It's football. Cam says everyone's been so bad. What did Arteta do at halftime?
Go on, Eddie. Oh, what is that? Eddie has an opportunity. He shoots and absolutely misses the ball badly. So a block shot from Saka lands at the feet of Eddie, and he absolutely
Miskicks it,
makes a
doesn't he?
hash.
Why didn't he
of his
just
shot.
control it?
So he's coming off. Eddie's coming off. Odegaard's coming on.
No, that's good. I honestly, I didn't think Eddie should have started. Who's
Did
this?
you have
This
an
is
option?
Randolph.
Did you have an option, Apollo?
I would have played Havertz up front.
Okay.
I would have went with a different midfield, yeah. And I would definitely have played El Neni as well. El Neni is fit to play. And I honestly think El Neni is a better option than Jorginho because he can defend. Yeah. This is, who is this? This is Randolph. Randolph says, I'm on 90 minutes, it's pure crap. Oh, God. That's crazy. Cam says, hey, Tony, Eddie went from Henry to Jeffers real quick.
Yeah, he did. You're absolutely right there. I can't knock that statement.
Vincey says, kit look decent. Yeah, the kit is the best thing about it, mate.
Ooh. Good shot. Unlucky.
We just got hope in the remaining 10 minutes that no one picks up any injuries.
Yeah.
Because then it would just be really stupid that he's put all these players on for no reason at all. We haven't even looked like scoring at all, man. So I don't even know why you're thinking that you're going to bring these players on. It's going to take them 10 to 15 minutes to get it up to the game speed. I think we missed a trick with this Kudos, though. I think we really missed a trick with this Kudos.
Kudus.
I think he would have been a decent signing for us, Kudos. Kudus, whatever you want to call him, Kudus. I'm going to call him Mohammed.
But is it spelled Kudos though?
It's spelled Kudus. Kudus.
Okay.
I can't see.
Kudos.
Kudus.
The commentators go, it's not Mohammed. Kudus.
I can't see it. Yeah, because Kudos is with an O, but this is with a U, so it's Kudus.
Yeah.
Just
as I said.
No, I wanted to see what the name. I wanted to see it visually so I can see how it was spelled.
I'll bow down to Tony. I'll bow down to Tony on this one because he is the teacher.
Paqueta tried to do a Ronaldinho or a Neymar.
Is that Vieira? Oh yeah, I just saw Vieira flapping about with the ball. Yeah, don't look like, guys. It looked like the substitutions was on just to stop the rot.
Yeah,
you're right. Randolph saying shocking. Yeah, guys, but look, guys, it happens, man. It happens. Nobody should be too shocked. It happens. This stuff happens, man. It's football. Happens.
Oh, come on. That's terrible, Declan.
So no one cares about this competition.
Yeah, Emerson says, spot on, Gary. Kudus has made a difference as well as Ward-Prowse.
Arsenal fans leaving the
ground. Did Emerson say Kudus or Kudus?
Kudus.
Emerson, come on and tell us if it's Kudus or Kudos.
He's on the attack again.
I'm going with whatever Emerson says. He can have the final word on this Kudos.
Oh. Come on. It's a shocking loss. The fact that we haven't scored a goal in a game like this is shocking.
Yeah.
It's also a little bit worrying. The fact that number 14 went from Thierry Henry to Franny Jeffers that quickly.
There you go. Okay.
Through, yeah. Why are you going back? Come on. As much as I like Declan Rice, he just hasn't got the eye that Thomas Partey has. He ain't got that little drop of shoulder, turn out of out of a couple of players and leave them for dead.
Leander says this is why we need a Thomas Partey type player in the squad.
Say it again, Gary.
Did you hear that, Tony? Listen.
Mohamed Kudus.
Ha! Mohamed Kudus.
Yeah, pretty much bang on with what I said.
Oh, Gary.
What?
Gary and Emerson have been doing each other every week. I'm talking about the questions, guys. They've had it in for each other every week. So is this one to Emerson?
Oh, Emerson, I forgot to reply to your question. I actually knew that. I forgot.
Oh,
I was so enthralled in the game, I actually forgot to reply.
This is from Vincey. Vincey said, "Nah, he's a good player. He's just shown this season that he can perform."
It's the movement up front. It's like they're looking for something which isn't there. Oh, that's terrible.
What movement up front?
Yeah, I don't know why. There just seems to be a lack of it.
Yeah, but then sometimes, Tony, you got to create something, haven't you?
Yeah, and that is what the good teams can do. You know, Liverpool have got 3 forwards.
If you don't create something, nothing's going to happen.
You know, midfield-wise, Liverpool's midfield isn't great. But what they
that's a great cross.
The front
Who's
three,
attacking that?
The front three create. Our front three are creating nothing at the moment. I mean, not to say they don't on a regular basis, because obviously last year they was amazing. In fact, the front five, but we seem to just. Oh, there we go. Go on. Finish. Oh, that was a great ball.
Well, one less competition to play, and as I said to you guys the last time we went out of this competition was 2019 against Liverpool 5-5. Again, away from home. Again, a Premier League rival. It's just what happens, guys. The difference in that game, though, Tony, is Liverpool were playing their reserves as well.
Fabianski didn't even need to put his gloves on.
Yeah, he did. He made a good save from Havertz in the first half, mate. Tipped it over the bar.
One save in 90 minutes. That's even worse.
Yeah, it is.
And he's just made a second.
Yeah, he's just made a second. So, guys, no player ratings from me because everybody gets a 4. Actually,
who gets a 4?
Everybody.
I might give Ben White a 2 or 3. Might be a 2, and then Havertz I might give a 5. Apart from that, that's it. Not really much to explain here. Oh, guys, hold on a second.
So offside to West Ham. Arsenal about to get under the way. But they're just making a substitution. Bringing on the young lad. Kudus's night is over. Mohamed Kudus is being replaced by Tylo Kehrer, the German. Getting a rousing applause from the fans at the London Stadium. Ball played out wide to Martinelli. He's won a throw-in. Good player.
35 million, Tom. He would have fitted into our system really nice. Replacement for Saka, can play in midfield.
Play it forward. Go on. Drive forward. Go. Why are you doing that? I sometimes really question why some of the players, they seem to just have an eye for going backwards. Vieira's been poor to me. He's actually been really poor.
So they've all been poor. There's not one standout performer there.
But considering for a player who's played the 90 minutes, he's been poor.
Right, sorry about that, guys. I just went to put some apple crumble in the air fryer so that I can try my best to enjoy the rest of this evening. And by the way, guys, if you haven't had Marks and Spencer's vanilla custard, to die for, bro.
I've had that custard in forever, man.
Yeah.
I like a bit of custard.
Well, and I used to just have fresh cream, but when I tasted, because I went off the Devon custard, I just thought it was a bit too plastic. But then when I had the Marks and Spencer's one, I was like, nah, you guys are tripping, man. That's proper things. So, yeah. James,
6 minutes of injury time.
Yeah, James's comment is so big that it's covered the face of Gary. James said, I don't agree with the comments that one is on Arteta. No, yeah, I don't think it's on Arteta. I think it's on the players. We have a bigger squad for the nights like tonight. Arteta would have been roasted if he hadn't rested players. Yeah, 100%. If a League Cup, it was a decent side he put out who just haven't performed well. 100%. 100%. James.
Yeah, I could agree with that, James. Please don't cover my face again.
The Hammers wanted it more, and all Arteta's done is made a nightmare for Ramsdale on nights like this, with the Hammers fans loving putting him under immediate personal pressure from the off. The others can own it. Yep, brilliant. Fantastic, mate. Yeah, fantastic comment there.
Wow, what a disappointment.
Yeah, I'm not disappointed because I'm used to it, Tony. Every year we go out, we rest players, we either go away to a team or a good team like Brighton comes in and beats an average team. And if you notice that when it happens, we're always against their first 11s. So it's really on us. It's really on us.
Yeah, I'm not concerned at all. The only thing I'm concerned about is we just went out with a whimper. Like, look, go and hit some shots from 30 yards. Don't just keep trying to do the same thing and not get anywhere. I don't get that.
Or go and get yourself some Marks and Spencer's apple crumble and custard and do what I'm doing.
I'm going to the BP. I'm going to the BP right now. It's got a Marks and Spencer's in it.
Hey, Emerson says 5 minutes added on. Good night, gentlemen. And a reminder, under 21s are in action on Friday at Bournemouth against Man City. Guys, remember, if you're ever going to one of those games, bell me and we can go to the games together because Bournemouth is my hometown. And Bournemouth, the owner there, Danny, and his wife, Mandy, and the head of the catering staff, Jody, they're all my customers, all my friends. I know them very well. So, yeah, it's free access. A lot of people don't know it's actually free to go and see the under 21s team. So if you want to do that, guys, to cheer them on, just say, Apollo, I'm going to go and check out a game and I'll come down.
When is it, Apollo?
This Friday.
Friday night.
Yeah.
I might take a trip down there with the boys.
Yeah, bring them down, man. It's good, especially for the kids. This is Casino, I think this is. Yeah, it says this was poor on all levels, have all the possession and done nothing with it. 100%. He goes, this is on the players from the pitch, showed nothing. 100%. 100%.
Free kick on the edge of the area on Fabio Vieira.
Yeah.
Maybe a consolation goal from a free kick here.
Yeah, how disappointed am I in Fabio Vieira tonight?
Nah, bad.
Yeah. Pretty disappointed in Fabio Vieira's performance tonight. But as I said, they all get a 4, guys, except for Havertz gets a 5 and Ben White gets a 2 out of 10 for me for tonight's performance. Notice Gary and Tony are not saying anything about player ratings.
If I had to give player ratings, mate, they're all getting a 2. Even Havertz. Don't get a 5 for playing a good 20 minutes.
Yeah, Randolph is given a big boo. He's given a boo. It's not a boo. It's a boo. And I can't hold it for that long because you guys know I've only got 50% lung capacity.
That's the worst kind of boo that you can get.
I can't even do it because I don't have the lungs that you guys do due to what happened with COVID and my scarring. So I can't even do it. -4, Randy is saying. Gary, can you do a longer boo than I can? Can you?
All right, let me give it a go. Boo! How was that?
And that deserves a goal from Martin Odegaard.
There you go.
So, well done for that, Gary. Well done for that. And
thank you, Martin.
That's good for his confidence because he's not been on great form this season.
Yeah,
and look, it's a nice little 1-2 played. Yeah, it's a nice little 1-2 played. Another assist for Fabio Vieira, guys.
Don't say that. Please don't say that.
So hold on, Randolph. I just don't tell you I got 70% lung capacity, and I can't do the boo that you put on there. And now you put an even a longer boo. So this one's now over to Tony Cox. Tony,
you take this one. You take this one, Tony. Go on, Tony.
Game is over. Game is over.
Oh God!
Brilliant.
Yeah. Guys, look, guys, we're not gonna keep you long. Let me just change the banner, and you know my thoughts on the performance and the player ratings, and so let me just go around and let everybody give you their comments. Gary, what was your overall thoughts on tonight?
Poor all round, to be honest, mate. I think we didn't do enough with the possession that we had. It was all pretty, no penetration, just not good enough. No point in having 80% possession in the first half and not doing anything with it at all. And then you come out in the second half and it's just like you've never played a game of football before.
Yeah,
don't get it, but not good enough.
Tony, what was your thoughts? Tony has actually gone probably to get a drink.
Tony's gone to practice.
No, Tony's gone to get his asthma pump to see if he can get a long boo in.
There you go. Boo. No, I never boo Arsenal. I never boo Arsenal. I'm never going to boo my team. I'm never going to boo my team.
You know what, Tony? I think I've booed them once.
Nah, I would never boo my team.
I think I booed them once. I've been a season ticket holder since the stadium opened 16 years ago, and I think there's only one game that I booed. You know which game it was, Tony?
I was a season ticket holder long before that, back at the old Highbury.
Yeah, I had 2 years.
I've never booed them, so
I had 2 years at Highbury. You know what game it was, Tony? It was in the winter when it was snowing. We were 3-0 down to Man City at half time, and everybody left because there was no trains running. The snow was getting worse. It was I remember that one.
I've been up to Old Trafford and seen the ship 8, and I never booed. So, man, Newcastle winning 2-0 at Old Trafford. Wow,
yeah, they've switched our game. They've switched our game to that. Yeah, not good. Not good. Mind you, Man United's trash anyway. So, Tony, what's your thoughts?
Look, it is what it is. It's a Carabao Cup. I'm kind of happy in a way. Let's get out of this competition and let's concentrate on the competitions that we really want to. We can now go into the new year knowing we don't have that competition to deal with. You know, we've got one more game in the Champions League, if I'm not mistaken, before the end of the year, is it?
That's right, yeah. No, 2, isn't it? It's 2 more games.
Is it 2? Okay.
Yeah, home games as well. So, guys, listen, that's it from us, guys. I want to thank you guys all who's joined us tonight. Thanks, everybody, for hitting the like button. I can see we've got tons of likes on tonight videos. If we can keep that up, I don't really ask for likes all the time, guys, but That's the minimum that you guys can do to help the channel out when I drop videos. Believe me, it really does help our videos go out around the world to all the Arsenal fans that are watching content. So I appreciate that from you guys. Arsenal are out of the Carabao Cup. West Ham are through to the quarterfinals, and good luck to them. Yeah. And for us, time to focus on Newcastle. Night, guys. Speak to you guys later, man.